Hey guys, welcome back to Jay's Mowing here on the Jay's Mowing YouTube channel, 103.9, The Cat. As you guys can see, I've been hard at it this morning. Absolutely crushed 3 of my yards today. And I did decide, I told Will, just hold off till next week. That way we can get a full weekend. And next week, you know, you'll get the full amount of hours that I have to offer. He's yet to respond back. So, you know, he may have picked up a couple yards posted in the Facebook group, and that'll, you know, affect him being able to work for me. I don't know. He hasn't replied back yet. So we will wait and see how that goes. If not, I have another guy. I will get in touch with that guy and see if he wants to weed eat for me 2 days next week. Today, I'm just catching up on the yards that I missed at the beginning of the week, but it's going pretty well. The sun's also coming out, so I could probably really use my sunglasses right about now. The yards have been taking a little extra time, but that's just because I am recording and I am getting footage, so I'm not really too concerned about yard timing and stuff today. We got 3 left to do today, and then I'm all caught up, and then I don't have anything going on the weekend, so I'm not worried about, you know, crushing the time and everything like that. Just taking it easy. Plus, I have to go a little bit slower anyway, due to it being really wet grass, and that yard had a lot of buildup, and that yard really holds water. That last one that you guys just watched, it really holds the water. It's just so flat and level. I mean, there was just puddles, and it hasn't rained in like a full day. That's just something you gotta fight through and mow slower. I was about half throttle the whole time, if that. I just did what I could. It's not gonna look pretty, obviously. There was a lot of streaks of mud and stuff, so, but we got it mowed, and you know, next week it's gonna be dry and it'll look nice and pretty next week and all that good stuff. Plus, I want to try to upsell him on trimming his front hedge. I just told him that, hey, we'll just call him Mr. Smith. He's not Mr. Smith, but hey, Mr. Smith, just finished up your yard. Would you like me next week to trim up these bushes in your front landscaping for you and just square them up and trim them up for you? I just sent that to him. We'll see what he says back. I told him I would just do it for an extra $60 because I'm already going to be there, and that'll be my first bush trimming, and that I can, you know, have pictures of and put on my website and put on my Google page and my Facebook, and then start advertising that as an upsell or on its own. And I don't know how to price bush trimming and hedge trimming. I've seen on YouTube, like, you know, $30 a bush, $50 a bush. I don't know exactly how you guys charge for that. You'll have to let me know in the comments how you price that. You know, I have no idea how long it's gonna take, so don't say, you know, X per hour, because, I mean, I have no idea how many hours it's gonna take. I know that bush that he's got looks pretty simple. Just got to square it up, so that shouldn't take no longer than, I would say, 10 minutes. And you know, I may be wrong, it may take me 30 minutes, but that's all part of the process. So I just told him $60, and we'll see. On top of his $60 yard, that takes me literally 20 minutes, 30 minutes if I'm recording and trying to get different shots. It adds on an extra 10 minutes, which is crazy. But yeah, let me know that in the comments, how you guys price bush and hedge trimming and all that good stuff. And obviously, you know, since I've never done it, don't just give me a flat hourly price, because I have no idea yet. And I'll get an idea when I do this, but you know, just for the sake of the comment, like if you price per bush, let me know what you charge for that. Is it up to a certain height and then it's $50 a bush from 30? Like, let me know how you guys do it. I appreciate it, and I appreciate the advice and all that good stuff. I'm gonna go stop in at this real nice and like smell good bathroom at the Shell station down here. They've got like hot maple toddy smell good candle things in the bathroom, and it's like it's well kept. It's a private bathroom, 1-person bathroom, and that's where I go take a piss at or take a dump, man. It's so nice. It's like using your bathroom at your house, you know. I'm not gonna record the next yard because that's that customer that told me no to the $300 and then the $200 to do all of her work. Said she'll get her friend to do it, so whatever. I'm not going to record that one because I feel like she's going to come out and say, hey, I'm going with somebody else, which is fine. We'll find out. So the guy that was posting around on Facebook, seeing if anybody will do his yard for less than $100, which is what I'm doing it for, he's on the schedule for today. So I don't know if he found somebody. I'm just gonna send him an on the way text after the next yard. That's where he falls in line. And we're gonna see what the dealio is, if he still wants me to show up today. I'll take his $100, but I mean, he's already looking for somebody else. So I'm going to show you guys this yard. He just texted me and told me this will be our last time mowing, going with my company. And I'm going to play, I decided to record the yard since it is my last time mowing it, just to show you guys how much stuff, I should have counted, crap. I've already mowed it, but I'll go ahead and roll the footage so you guys can see just how much stuff is in this backyard. And somebody's going to do it for less than $100. It's an acre total of mowing. And then all that time weed eating as well. And it's just so much stuff. There's a ton of stumps you can't see, but you'll see me drive around. There's just so much stuff, and it goes down that hill. I don't know how much you can see, but there's like several trees, honeysuckle bushes, but I'll roll the footage. Let me know what you guys think about it. that was the yard that is somebody's going to do for less than $100 because he specified who would do a 1 acre yard for less than $100. And he did let me know, of course, this will be our last time mowing before I went and mowed this time. And I just said, okay, and thank you for the business. I'm not, I'm not gonna fight for it. He didn't message me and ask me if I would do it for less. And the funny thing is, like I stated in the last video, is he's the one that actually made me hesitate on the price. I initially quoted it. I was like, well, our minimum for an acre is $85 an acre. And he was like, are you sure? He's like, I may only use you guys for 2 months. And I was like, 95. And he was like, okay, yeah, 95 plus tax is, $100 a week. So I had the full, like he's the one that pushed me to raise my price, which is just hilarious, you know what I mean? And then now he's like, instead of asking me to lower it down to 85 or 80, which I think is kind of crappy to do, but I could have kept him on as a client and continued mowing his yard the rest of the season. That's fine. I've got him in the dense route. He's on the way to other yards. It just, I probably would have came down if he would have asked me to, because I initially quoted it at a lower number for this season. Now next season will be different because I know how much weed eating it is. And if he asks me, so if he goes with another guy that does it for 70 or less, and that guy quits showing up, after like, we'll just say a couple weeks or a month or whatever, and he calls me back and wants me to mow that yard, guess what I'm going to tell him how much it's going to be? It's not going to be $100 no more, because now I know how much weed eating it is. You know what I mean? Because I've already, last night, closed another client that is an $84 client, less than 1 acre. And it's kind of on my Monday route. It's more dense on the Monday. So I've already replaced him. Ain't that funny how that works? Like, whenever I've lost a customer, I have immediately or right before replaced them. That's kind of nuts how this is going. And then, like, I don't plan it. I just got a Facebook ad running, and I post in Facebook groups once a week. And but anyway, so he's already been replaced. I liked the revenue, but that's a lot of wear and tear on my body, the weed eater, and my mower having to go around all that junk. And I hit something, probably a root or a stump or something that I couldn't see. So, it's just not a good yard. And if he calls me back, it's going to be $125. And if he tells me it's just a one time and I see him post in the Facebook group asking for somebody to mow for him, it's going to be $150, So he's kind of burned himself, because he should have asked the guy that's been reliable, been making that yard look the best it can possibly look with all that junk in the backyard. He should have asked the guy that's been a reliable, top quality service, and then he should have seen if I had some wiggle room on the price, because initially I didn't know what wrong with the yard and how bad it was. Now a lot of you guys are gonna watch this and be like, well, if he calls back and you were gonna initially do it for 85, why wouldn't you do it now? Well, it's different. If he would have asked me before he posted in that group, I probably would have done it. But now that he's went with somebody else and has basically dropped my service, and now I know what that yard is worth to make it worth somebody's time that knows what their time is worth, unlike a lot of people that are just doing yards for, I'll do it for $50. An acre, shoot, I'll push mow that for $50. I ain't about doing slavery, you know what I mean? And this ain't a charity. Those people aren't licensed and insured. They dang sure ain't making no money by the time they, if they wised up and actually looked at the hourly rate and how much they're spending on blades and just how much wear and tear is going on their equipment. They ain't making no money. I'm getting pretty sick and tired of the dadburn cicadas or however you say the bug's name that's been dormant for whatever 17 years or however long in the ground, and they're all coming out. Oh my gosh, dude. Every yard I have mowed, they are swarming me and just landing on my face, and I have to flick them. I try to hit them right in the center of the head, buddy. All right, guys, I just made a pit stop at a Bussy's. Got me a big, juicy Bussy sandwich. Wrapped up today. Got me a big brisket, juicy sandwich. A little overpriced, but it's all right. I got me some of these Texas peach teas, and man, that's good. That's like high ranking on the peach tea list, buddy. Overall, we had a good day. I'm all caught up after a horrendous full week of raining. It said there was supposed to be no rain today, and on the one yard I didn't record, or one of the 2 yards I didn't record with you guys today, it started raining. Granted, it didn't last very long. It was just, a little shower. It got me a little wet, cooled me off a little. That last yard I did, I was slipping and sliding. It's on a slope, long hill, a full acre on a slope. Halfway through and at the bottom, I just about didn't stop. I thought I was going to keep right on going. Another 100 yards, I'd be in the creek. And finally it stopped after I hit some overgrown wooded area, hit some brush, and I was able to get it turned, and I was mowing whatever I was mowing. Luckily they wasn't nothing, hitting nothing, and I come out of it. But man, I don't like all this wet weather, that's for sure, especially with you let off the throttle, and I'm not just like, just letting off the throttle and then it full on braking, causing me to slide. Like, I'm easing off, and even when I'm just about to, be fully off of it, I'm already sliding. And that guy said he moved here from Colorado. I've never met him, but just now met one of my customers. 80% of my customers I've never met, guys. I just mow their yard, their car gets charged, and it's done for them. I mean, that's my type of customer. Met this guy, he said he was from Colorado, and they closed on the house, got here, got moved in, and then he said that, I don't know what he does for work. You can tell this neighborhood, they got money, you know what I mean? Most people in this neighborhood. He got a call from his job and said he had to go to Mexico, like, within the next week, and he was like, oh shoot, I gotta find somebody to mow. He said he found me he just Googled lawn care and found my website and was able to book nice and easy, and the price was right at $85 plus tax. And he said had no problem. He loves the card on file thing. He said that's innovative. He said innovative. He said I don't have to worry about it. You guys take care of it. And he's like, your guys' communication is great. I sent out an email on Memorial Day letting everybody know we're moving up a day. He said, so far, been awesome. He said, you do great work. He said, I do love yard work. He said, so, later on, whenever my work slows down, I may start, doing it a week here and there, if that's okay. He said, I just like doing it. Right now, I think he's off for Memorial Day. He's off the whole week. I guess he travels for work. I don't know what he does. He'll let me know. It'd be way later in the year, like more toward the end of the season, if he does do any. So I thought that was great. But yeah, that's pretty much my day. Day in the life of owning a brand new lawn care company for you. Thought I'd bring you guys along for the journey. I actually only got done. I got done about an hour later than normal. So all the camera stuff and all the thinking of where to set the camera, should I get a different shot, should I move it here, should I put it over here, and setting all that up added on an hour to my day. Now, I did go a little bit slower, so I can't say the full hour, but that's how much time, for those of you who want to do a little bit of YouTube action and want to record your yards and do stuff like this, that's how much time it's adding. It might not be like this all the time, especially if I hit a spurt where I pick up, if I get to 40 customers, even with a helper, it's going to be awful hard for me to want to record and think about videography and like a good shot. Is the lighting good and all this stuff? Like, I'm not going to want to think about that. I'm going to want to crush it and win and grow. So You know, the videos, as my business grows, there will be less and less of me showing yards and me mowing, if that makes sense. Just simply because I won't be able to, and I won't be able to think about that and put that up. I can smack it on the front of the mower and you got your POV, but even that gets old after a while. To me, I like to see third person with different angles and different shots and all the little things, and like unloading the trailer, pulling off. Once I get a guy weed eating, I can get a shot of him weed eating and just hold it there and just film him doing that. Just, little things like that go a long way. And a lot of YouTubers don't think about this stuff because, well, they're not videographers. And I was going to go to film school, believe it or not. I ended up not doing that. I almost went to the Marines. I almost went to film school. I almost did a lot of things before I got with my wife now. I was very close to going to be a Marine. But here we are. I own a lawn care business now, and a pressure washing business, and a Christmas light business. So here we are. I got a son now. Kind of crazy. That's pretty much all I got, guys. I appreciate everybody watching the YouTube channel, and the YouTube channel is growing like crazy. I think yesterday we gained like almost 30 subscribers. Appreciate everybody's support and supporting the channel and hitting the like button. We had like 90 something likes on that one video, and one person disliked it. I know who that person is. I don't think I don't. 1 to 2 people always dislike every video. It doesn't matter what it is, but doesn't matter. But I appreciate everybody, all the support, all the likes, all the comments, giving me advice if I ask questions about how to price stuff. Appreciate everybody. Let's grow a community here on YouTube. And again, as my business grows, there might be less mowing and less work content. Maybe, who knows? I might be able to just like have everybody else do the work and I just work the camera, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and make $390,000 a year off YouTube and piss off all the old heads. Whoa now, whoa, slow down, you might piss somebody off, whoa. I'm just kidding, guys. All right, I'll catch you in the next one.